Think for yourself. Question authority.
I met Adam and Camilla at an art exhibition in Santa Monica back in 1999. And Adam was interested in my artwork, and I love the music of Tool, and Adam suggested the possibility of working together on the Lateralis art. And since it was so in alignment with the anatomical kind of approach that I have to the artwork, it was just a perfect marriage of ideas. Adam wanted to call me a co-director on this film project, and I was very honored to that he thinks of it that way. I know the majority of the film is really Adam's direction here, but we did work together from really a seminal part of getting the Vicarious visuals and everything together. I'll never forget the times we spent together, just like, seemed like 24 hours a day working on little drawings and saying, hey, what do you think of this? And then it's like, wow, that's cool, and then and we were trying to resolve stuff about, well, how do we work with the bug, and what does that look like? And so we were doing lots of drawings of that, and it was really amazingly fun to work together, and it was grueling. It was really exciting too. Adam was really introducing me to the process of doing the whole storyboard and how do you create something like this. It's a very kind of dream logic that I think Adam brings into his films. And he's a masterful designer of mood and of, making the most bizarre and unsettling kinds of images appear natural. And so this is the visualization of the world that X finds himself in. To me, it has resonance with a very apocalyptic kind of world, obviously. And so Adam didn't want everything to be totally obvious with this, and so it had to maintain its dream integrity. And I think that that's been a great benefit of this. It is another dimension. It is another world. It's a world of the imagination that has been woven so skillfully by so many artists, really. The folks at Hydraulics have been just incredible. And for us to be able to meld our views of reality and creating this X character and all the elements that it would have was really exciting. Well, when I started to see the net of being appear in the Vicarious video, all the tests and various things that I was working with Yoshi to sculpt the head, that was not easy. We spent days just working on getting the head right, and then the mapping of the textures and all the rest of that. But once we got a head that was like a piece of the grid, and you just like multiplied that head and you created the entire net. And that was really, astonishing to see that it works, and that the kind of interconnectedness of this mesh of beings is really possible to visualize, and I can't wait to sculpt it. Well, the net of being, I think, is an outgrowth of a series of paintings that I've been working on that have this beings made out of a grid of fire and eyes, kind of universal beings, because they have these little cosmic windows inside where galaxies spiral. And it occurred to me on an ayahuasca journey down in Brazil, and which is basically a psychedelic tea, and I just saw infinitely interconnected meshwork of godheads, and it seemed like every other kind of being and thing was part of this network. And it was beautiful because the heads went right into the heads on the upper and lower levels. It was infinite expanse like this, and then it was an infinite expanse omnidirectionally. And because it's a network of kind of cosmic dust and consciousness, that's kind of my symbol of consciousness, is the eyes and the flames, then it's infinite consciousness that encompasses the entire cosmos. That was I think the symbol that it's pointing toward as a kind of reach for the mind. And so it still presented a huge challenge, to visualize. And I spent like 5 months trying to get my pictures to have any reference point with the vision experience that I had. But it's come closer and closer to it, and I always imagine, floating around inside of this space, because it was a actual dimension, and to be able to visualize it, for Adam to have seen this, this world just like I did when he saw the drawing, and to then pull off this, computer animated world of the net of being is, I'm just really honored, and I'm incredibly happy that we can make this happen. Because Vicarious is such, to me, it's one of the toughest songs on 10,000 Days, I have to say. When I heard it, it was like certainly one of the most beautiful, but also one of the most painful songs, because it really deals with something we don't necessarily want to face in ourselves, which is that culturally, we, just like the Roman civilization of old, watch the death spectacle and seem to be removed from it. The real position there, though, is that we're obviously not disconnected from it. We are not disconnected from the world dying. And the conceit of the words sort of plays with that, that you can witness the whole world dying as if it's not you too. And I think that the implications there, as every tool work does, none of it's totally obvious. There's a lot of paradox and symbolism behind things. And so it winds up being deeply resonant, deeply disturbing, and I think that the videos never try to describe or work with the songs exactly, but there is, like I said, a dream logic that this, I believe, gets to the point of both the tragic loss of life on Earth and the powers of destruction and violence that everywhere surround us, the mesmerizing quality of the media, and this world of interconnectedness that lies behind the scenes as well. So I think it's an epic song. It's an amazing opportunity to have worked with Adam to try and visualize this, bring it to a level of vision that can be shared with the world.